If someone from the 90s were to wake up in 2023, what do you think would surprise them the most? The insane image quality of screens. And having screens everywhere. Even in your pocket. One image quality standard after the other has made us go wow. That's really impressive. And it's impossible to imagine what it would be like to jump from the first generation Doom game to what we've got on our screens today. Smartphones. The lack of wires needed for most things. That my teacher was wrong, and I do have a calculator with me at all times. Still no hoverboards, holographic movies, auto-drying vests, auto-lacing shoes, flying cars, etc. Bill Cosby. No smoking in the workplace, including restaurants. Average house prices going from £55,000 to £255,000. Snoop Dogg cooking with Martha Stewart on TV. That they slept for 23 or more years. Where the fuck is all the inflatable furniture? The value of their Beanie Baby collection. I'm from the 90s and I woke up in 2023 this morning. For the 190th day in a row. I'm surprised I'm still poor. Legal weed. The fact that everyone is on their phones basically all the time, secondarily that touch screen technology actually finally works. All the free porn. I'm Gen X. This happens daily. Mario Lopez hasn't aged. The amount of music you can fit on a small device. The eyebrows, my God, the eyebrows. Everyone vaping on the street would look super weird to anyone with no idea why people are sucking colorful tubes. That and CCTV cameras everywhere you look would feel confusing too. Just thinking back to the 80s, 90s. Walking past shops selling TVs would have a video camera set up. How everyone would get a kick out of seeing themselves on the TV screens when walking past. That you can access the internet at any time, anywhere, all with the use of a cordless PDA the size of your palm. The bright lights. Back in the 90s you didn't have LEDs, just incandescent lights. They were dim and yellow tinted. It was literally darker back then. Stores. Public places. The gas station. City streets, all much darker. Made things much moodier and a little eerie. I worked with a guy who had been in prison for I think it was 20 years. So he went in probably mid to late 90s. He said he couldn't figure out how to work a gas pump. Also, the pictures on TV and graphics of video games was surprising. That The Simpsons is still going. Hey, where did the Twin Towers go? How poor most people are. Back in 1990, $15 hour was a pretty good wage. In my area you could find plenty of apartments for under $500 month. How far PCS have come and how cheap they are. The fact that the American dream is long dead and nobody can afford a home. Streaming music. Love listening to music so easily now. I remember my first Walkman and all the different MP3 players. There used to be the music players that used little cartridges, forgot what they were called. Burning my own CDs, etc. Love how easy it is to listen to music now. Malls are dying. Roe v. Wade being reversed, a 20-year war, how much we are willing to spend on pet medical bills. Influencers. Leave Britney alone. How everyone seems to be put into a trance by these weird pocket computers. That Donald Trump was President of the United States. Daily mass shootings. How normal it is to be gay. I don't mean that as a bad thing at all. The lack of flying cars. And the fact that we still go to work 5 days a week. The 90s were all about selling the idea that adopting new technology would make more time for recreation. How everyone expects convenience without any effort. My death of our internet age. Probably 9/11 that they made so many Star Wars movies cell phones. That flying is a pain due to all the security changes. Finding out that we're not at the Jetsons level of technology yet. Roe v. Wade maybe. Mobile phones got bigger again. That our presidents are being elected at an older age rather than someone younger, i.e. Clinton, Obama, JFK were young. ChatGPT. Smartphones. Every part of them would seem like wild science fiction. Minimum wage hasn't changed. The cost of everything. The cost of groceries. That Sega no longer makes consoles. Simply, our utter dependence upon technology 24/7. That we cannot even check in at a doctor's visit without our smartphone. That we can't remember our mom's phone number because we don't have to. It is in our phone. Where the hell socialization has gone. Trump becoming president. 9/11. Wi-Fi. The resurgence of racism and homophobia. How difficult it is to buy a house. Smartphones and VR headsets. I remember being a kid in the 90s and going to Epcot and seeing the end of the big silver ball ride. With the TVS that had cameras and being filled with wonder over it. Now all our phones have cameras and I hate using them. Their age. Beanie Babies are worth nothing. Indiana Jones movies are still happening. How inconsiderate and impatient people are. Nobody listens to Hootie and the Blowfish anymore. The price of rent in their area. Some less obvious ones. As everyone's mentioned screens etc. Loads of people having their mobile phone on silent. Rather than having a cheesy ringtone. Clothes being a lot tighter than they used to be. Beards everywhere. One for the UK pubs are clean. Don't smell of smoke. And do expensive and nice food. Computer screens are all black. Instead of being grey or beige. Way more airport security than before. Friends is still on the TV all the time. Houses not having landline phones in them. I was born in 91 and watching the cultural transition from payphones to pagers to cell phones to smartphones has been a pretty wild ride. Especially when I think about how I had to learn cursive in elementary because I would need neat and legible handwriting when I get to college is laughable to cringe-inducing even by middle school I was being required to submit typed and printed work. Amazon lol. I think the idea of being able to get virtually anything you need within 1-3 days and it be cheaper than going in store would be pretty wild them. As someone from the 90s who wakes up in 2023 every day. The thing that surprises me most is how willing y'all are to bend over for companies. How much open hatred there is in the world today. Republicans defending Russia. How insane the Republican Party has become. That their Furby didn't wake him up in the middle of the night. The amount of actual idiots on the internet.